Hey, beautiful friends there in Facebook land, Facebook family, oh, and YouTube family. How are you? This goes up to YouTube. Surprise live, quickie live, happy Wednesday, happy hump day from beautiful Wisconsin. A little chilly out here. And it's going to be a quick live inspired today by some things I notice in social media, more rampant than ever. And this goes completely in line with the title of today's Quick Surprise Live. If the world stopped clapping for you, bravo! Would you know who you are? Would you like who you are? And why I was inspired about this, one of my teachers, one of my favorite modern day teachers, his name is Lester Levinson. I go back to Lester's books and work often. And he was talking about the world when he wrote this book in the 70s, how so many people, God bless their souls, are absolutely thirsty, hungry, craving, addicted, that's the word he used, addicted to needing approval and getting attention. And this is before he didn't even see the internet. He transcended on to the next adventure before the internet came out. Okay, so what would Lester think of social media, of Instagram and TikTok, where it's not just an addiction, it's a complete identity. I saw these kids being queried or polled out on the street in a video, and they're like, would you rather lose your arm or lose TikTok? And they're like, oh no, I lose my arm. I can't lose TikTok. It's who I am. I love it. And I'm like, what on earth? You lose an arm or whatever, something important to you, you lose TikTok, or you lose that over TikTok. Wow. Hey Jamie, how's it going? Yeah, say hi where you're joining, what part of the world. Surprise live. And it just, I say this with love and empathy because when I see people posting desperate for attention, especially the muscle posing or the booty shot or the cleavage or whatever it is, I got nothing wrong with the naked human body. It's beautiful. Every meat suit is what I irreverently deem are physical vessels that we pilot through this incarnation. All meat suits are precious and awesome, and it's good to take care of them, but that's not who you are. Don't get confused one's worth, one's identity in the human character, right? That we're here enjoying and expanding and experiencing through this incarnation. All back to, which I talk about a lot, self-mastery. Why are we here? Unconditional love, to remember who we truly are, which is far more than these meat suits, right? And so I just want to hug people, especially on Instagram, especially women and teens, late teens, who are just desperate and hungry and thirsty for approval, external approval and attention. Which tells me a lot right there, and I'm sure it would for you too. It says they don't know who they are, because if they did, they would know that everything is already within them. All the love in the multiverse is all within each of us. And all we have to do is know who we are and love ourselves. Love, accept, mwah, I love myself in the most wonderfully healthy way. Oh, but there were times when I didn't, so I recognize, and there were times where I was hungry and thirsty for attention and approval, external approval, particularly of males. So I get it. I understand when I see people out there desperately wanting approval, not knowing who they are, and now their worth is tied up by how many followers they have, or how many likes or engagement, right, in social media, how many whistles they get walking down the street. Back in the day, that's how it'd be. Maybe it would be how many, phone calls or notes or Valentines you got at school, and that would be how one would deem their worth. How much attention they're getting, right, from the opposite sex, or And now it's all driven by social media. And I see so many beautiful souls that are lost, you know, and it really just comes back to the reason we came to this planet, the reason we incarnated here is to remember who we are, because when we do, we recognize, you know, all you need is your own self-love. Hi Sanjeev, namaste. Say hi, where are you joining, what part of the world? And what I sense is when I tap into the collective. So I'm at my own frequency, and then that's where I like to play. And occasionally I'll tap into the collective just to see, what's the energy. And what I find right now, and this is actually really good news, this is a huge evolutionary tell of where the collective is right now. And that is, there is this massive collective sense of exhaustion in trying to keep up with everybody else in the appearance of how one looks. Like, I gotta have the likes and the followers and the hot body and this and that and all the toys and materialism, right? And it's exhausting to try to be liked all the time. It's exhausting. And you can't win. There's no way to win that game. When you're going outside yourself, there's no way to win the game. The only win is recognizing when you know who you are, it's all about love. And then you can't help but love everything and everybody when you love yourself and you know who you are. So if one is swayed, here's a tip. If one is swayed, let's say their day is way better. When they're social media, they're getting a lot of attention. Maybe the comments are complimenting them. Oh, you're so brilliant, or you're so sexy, right? Oh, look at that, I just got another 1,000 followers, or, you know, it just, I got a whole bunch of people complimenting me, approving of me, especially those sexy body pictures, right? Or maybe it's, you know, you just created something awesome, and, you know, I can see why it would feel good to get recognition for something that you've put your heart and soul into. It's just, when it comes down to it, if you're going to have a crap day or a really good day, and it's all contingent on the outside approval or disapproval, and that could sway one's mood, how they're showing up, their current state, that is risky business right there, because one is not determining their state from who they are, from their self-love, their internal state of constant joy and peace. Like, that can be ripped away by some external approval or disapproval. Yeah, that is a slippery slope right there. If one is necessitating how they feel about themselves and their current state of being and mood dependent on the outside world. That's risky. Hey George, how you doing? By the way, cheers if you had your green smoothie today. Ooh, that's crunchy. I need to blend that up a little bit more. Happy cells, dancing for joy. So I'm going to throw myself under the proverbial bus, because I do offer myself up out of vulnerability on the offering sacrifice. There have been periods of my life where I was one of those people. Hungry and thirsty for attention and approval. Oh, please like me, see how awesome I am. Trying to prove myself. And I still had haters, and I still had trolls and people that took social hits out on me. And then I had people that loved me. I mean, I am naturally polarizing. It's just my energy. And I recognize that. I am a walking catalytic mirror for a lot of people because I am so honest. And, you know, back in the day, I would allow it to hurt my feelings or ruin my day. Oh, I don't have enough social media approval and attention and likes. Oh, I got all these haters. And why don't they see me for who I am? Don't they know I'm awesome? Yeah, so I played in that camp for a while, and I can tell you it is exhausting. That is exhausting. It's just that you'll never win. One will never win if they are contingent, their happiness, their state, their mood, their worth on something outside themselves. And so when I say, you know, if the world stopped clapping for you, will you know who you are? Will you love yourself? That's a good pondering point right there. If there was nobody clapping for you, or if there was everybody booing and throwing rocks at your head, you know, from the cheap seats in the arena, you know, would that change your state? Would that change what you know of yourself, of your own self-worth? Because it took me the journey, and it's been quite the journey of contrast to get to that place in the last few years, to really know who I am, to know my purpose here on planet Earth, and be completely in alignment with that, and love who I am. And they go hand in hand. When you know who you truly are, you can't help but love yourself and love everyone else. It's a pretty good deal, don't you think? Unconditional love, it's why we came here. Self-mastery. And like I said, I can characterize it to feeling like a little kid on Christmas every day. You feel so much love and joy innately. You don't go seeking for it, or even trying to contrive it outside yourself, because all of the love in the universe is already in you. And so when I see people in social media, particularly Instagram, craving, hungry, thirsty for approval, addicted to getting that hit, that dopamine hit, which is misleading, because all of that fountain of joy is from within. It's not the external. They're getting programmed, or they're programming themselves to get those dopamine hits based on how many people like and approve and comment and prop them up, and followers and all that. And they're dejected, even depressed. People have committed suicide by getting bad, you know, comments and reviews and criticism and haters. And so, I mean, that says a lot right there, how much people's worth and happiness is determined and predicated on the outside external world of approval, or switched from disapproval. So isn't this a really good theme? I love this theme. The more that people can wake up, remember who they are, go on that internal voyage, the inner voyage I call. We've got the outer quest, the hero's journey, and simultaneously the inner voyage to remember who we truly are. And when you do, you cannot help but love yourself. So if someone, here, I'm going to leave this thought with you, how I'm at complete peace with myself. Obviously, I want to get my voice out into the world, because that way I'll be of greater positive impact and service to my global human family, which is a huge purpose of me coming to this planet. Yours too. To get the word out, like sharing a live stream. Share this live stream. It's going to make some people think, to do that inner reflection. However, if I don't have 1 million followers, or if I have a bunch of haters, you know, or even if I get some of the best compliments ever from famous people, it's not going to ruin my day or make my day either way, because I'm already at peace and know who I am. So it's not going to sway me in either direction. And that's a really peaceful place to be, don't you think? So if you have like the worst haters, yeah, that could be a bit of, I've got to transmute that, right? Alchemize some of that energy. But it's not going to ruin my day. Or if you have just like the best compliments ever, and you just got 10,000 new followers, right? It's not going to make your day, because you've already made your day by who you are, by your inner state. And being able to maintain that inner state of peace and joy, or at least neutrality. By no means do I say that people are at high state all the time. Maybe the masters. And we are on that journey of self-mastery. And to recognize, you know, so maybe you got some days where you're like, well, I got to clean up some of that vibration. All right. That's healthy. That's normal. It's just we're too aware now to not want to stay in those low vibrational states for too long. It's like we all know what anger is, sadness, grief. We've all experienced those, maybe jealousy. Hopefully not apathy, but if you have been there, you know how bad that feels. The dissonance of where you enjoy being, the antithesis to that would be joy, peace, love, vulnerability and transparency, being authentic. We all know these so well that we can switch, we can shift our energy pretty fast. And it feels good, you know? It feels good to exist most of the time in a state of joy. And so I like to pose these types of themes. We talk about approval or disapproval from the external world. How does that affect your worth, your state of being? And I would love to hear your comments, your ideas, your thoughts. Some people like to reach out to me privately, which is completely fine. You've got the trusted vault here with Amie, you know, or if you wanted to leave a comment here, an idea. These are never meant to be sermons. These are meant to be engaged conversations, interaction. Hey, Tammy, how's it going? How's it going, Tammy? Peregrina, hola, ¿cómo estás? She just finished the Camino. I'm so proud of her. Tammy saw some of my videos, and I'm so glad that there was a contribution there in her journey of wanting to go out and walk a pilgrimage. Side note on that, Tammy, you can tell me this. What a great opportunity to get to know yourself. A lot of people, they've got so much noise and chaos and scattered energy and distraction, and that's all by design. By, I'll say, the Matrix or the Dark Agenda or whatever you want to call it. To loosh, to siphon the energy source, our precious life force out of us and from us, postponing or completely negating, re-remembering of who we truly are. And going on a journey, a hero's journey, a pilgrimage. That's why I've gone on 8. That's just the Camino. I've done other pilgrimages to go walk in nature. Silence, solitude, nature, movement. What a recipe for opportunity to get to know yourself, to go on an inner journey. Truly. And I highly recommend it. I mean, you don't have to go on a Camino, but go for a walk. Take time for yourself. Get away from the fray. Step out of that noise. Turn off your phone. Turn off media, all of it, and just get quiet. And listen to that higher self. Because it's hard to hear it when that noise and chaos and scattered energy and bombardment is just constant. I love walking in nature. Tammy, you said you love walking in nature too. Go walk. We walked for what? I walked for 40 days from France over the Pyrenees to Santiago de Compostela onto the Atlantic Ocean, my first pilgrimage. And I did a lot of it in silence. And it was so beneficial and revelatory. Revelatory. Don't you like that word? Epiphany rich. To get to know yourself. And Tammy and anybody else and my fellow peregrinos or anybody that's just taken themselves out of the fray and gone quiet in silence and solitude for a period of time. It's like the monkey mind's gone. That hamster wheel, right? Overthinking, constant thought. It's like all of a sudden it gets quiet. And you're like, whoa, and this tidal wave of peace just rushes in like nothing else. Right, Tammy? It took me to day 38 out of 40 to get there. Day 38, and I was just like, what is this? It's amazing. And I highly recommend it. And there will be contrast in your hero's journey, and you want it to. You want that contrast because this is going to rapidly accelerate your evolution, which is why we're here. And so thank yourself. We are the creators of all of it. Thank your guides, thank your angels, your higher self, source, God, creator. Like, this contrast gives me the opportunity to be transcendent and to grow faster, right? Can you see it through that lens? It's totally different if you put that lens on it versus victimhood. Why is this happening to me? Boo-hoo, right? What is this here to serve me for? What is this going to help me re-remember? And everything is here to serve us. So how is this helping me? Versus boo-hoo and blame and victimize and all that, right? Anyway, this was my topic of inspiration today. If you're watching the replay, say hi where you're joining. Share this live stream. It's also going to get shared to YouTube, to my YouTube channel. I'll share that. This is the content we want out there. This is meaningful. Not to say like some of the Instagram posts I was talking about earlier that are thirsty and hungry for attention and approval and comment, please give me approval, like the sexy body pictures and all that. I'm picking on the body pictures. It makes you think, right? It makes you think. Go back and watch this whole live stream. This is great content out there. Revelatory, inspired action, epiphany rich content. One gem, if applied here, can change your life. And that's the type of content, high conscious content, that I am called to create and share with you. So it's my honor and joy to share themes like this with you. Stay tuned for Cosmic Musings Part 2, our new series on Friday, 11 a.m. Central. And it's going to be a doozy. Oh, bring all your existential ponderings. Nothing's off the table with me, and there's nothing so weird or odd or too strange for me. Like, I'm probably one of the weirdest people that you'll know. Yeah, and I'm quite odd, and I embrace it. I'm just a really ancient soul enjoying this meat suit here of the human character that you know as Amie Chilson, bringing these insights to you to chew on, because this is the content that matters, meaningful content. Why am I here? Who am I? What's my purpose, right? All the biggies. Tammy says, thank you for sharing. Absolutely, I walked alone so much that gave me the time to go within. There are no words really to describe the experience. The adventure, it was freeing. Thank you for sharing that, Tammy. Tammy was on her first pilgrimage on the Camino de Santiago. That's right. Yes. Sí, peregrina. Correcto. It is true. And you don't have to go on a pilgrimage to have that inner journey, but it does help to have silence and solitude, quiet. You can go on a solo camping trip, unplug, whatever it is that you need to do. It's just do it. Your soul is who you are. Well, thank you. So much love. I do love you so much. I'll say my global human family, but we're all souls here pretending to be Homo sapiens sapien in this lifetime. And these are pretty awesome spacesuits, skin suit, meat suits, aren't they? Pretty amazing. Anyway, have a beautiful day wherever you are. If you see the replay, say replay where you're joining. Share this live stream with others. It could be just what they need to hear today. One gem in this gem-packed live stream can change their life. Much love, everyone, and I will see you Friday on the next live stream. So have a beautiful day wherever you are in the world. I'm going to go get some food right now. It's been a really good day so far. Busy day. From cold Wisconsin, and I will see you on the next video.